Ever wondered how programs actually compute, compare, and make decisions? It all comes down to one thing: operators. In this video, you'll learn how to perform calculations, build logic, and control program behavior using C operators like a pro. Welcome to Applied Intelligence, where intelligence is applied, not just learned. In our previous lesson, we explored variables and data types. Now, we'll bring them to life using operators, the symbols that make your code do something meaningful. Let us start with arithmetic operators. These are used for basic mathematical operations. And what are these arithmetic operators? These are addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and this symbol. This is termed as modulus or modulo. This is to get the remainder. Now let's have an example for this operator. Let's say A is equal to 10, B is equal to 5. Then let's have C is equal to A. Let's get the value of C is equal to A modulus of B. So what is A? 10. Get the modulus of 5. So what is now the value of C? So let us compute. Let's say 10 divided by 5. You have 2. Then 2 times 5, 10. 10 minus 10, you have 0. So the remainder here is 0, or the value of your C is equal to 0. Another example, let's say your A is equal to 11, your B is equal to 2. Now, let us get the value of C. C is equal to A, modulus of B. Substitute 11 modulus of 2. So what is now the value of C here? So we divide 11 divided by 2. So this is 5. 5 times 2, you have 10. 11 minus 10, you have 1. So the remainder here, or your value for your C, is equal to 1. That is arithmetic operators. The next one is the unary operators. Unary operators performs operation on a single variable or value. And what are these operators? We have plus, plus, and minus, minus. We term this as increment and decrement. Let's say example, let's have a certain variable A, then you say increment. Then another one, let's say increment first, then A. So what is the difference between the two? So this one, you use the value first, whatever is the value of A, so that will be used first before you add 1, before you increment. This one, you increment first before you use the value of A. The same thing goes to A minus minus or minus minus A. So the same thing. So this is store first or use first the value of A before you decrement by 1. Same thing with this one. Minus minus A, you decrement first before you use the value of A. That is unary operators. The next one is the relational operators. Relational operators, these are used for comparisons. They return a value, it's either true, which is equivalent to 1, or false, which is equivalent to 0. What are these relational operators? We have the greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, not equal to. So this is comparing values. For example, your A is equal to 10, B is equal to 5. Then you do the testing such that A, is it greater than B? So what is the answer? So A here is equal to 10, B is equal to 5. So 10 is greater than 5. The answer is true. But that will display an output of 1. Another one. You test, for example, is A is less than B. Same given. A is equal to 10. B is equal to 5. Then you do the testing, comparison. Is A, which is 10, is it less than 5? So this will give you an answer of false. But that will display an output of 0. So that is relational operators. Then we have the logical operators. Logical operators, these are used to combine conditions. What are these operators? We have this for the AND operator. We're using ampersand. We have this bar for the OR operator, and then this exclamation point for the NOT. Or you're getting the opposite value. So this is your AND, OR, and this is the NOT. Now let us create a truth table to define each operator. Let us start with the AND operator. Let's say I have here two inputs, A and B. So what will be my output? C. Now this is being defined as the output will give you true. The output is true if and only if and only if both inputs are true, or your true is equivalent to 1. So again, you will get an output of binary 1 if and only both inputs are true. Now let's go back to the truth table. Let's say this is true or 1. Then that will give you an output of true. Then this one, for example, true, and then you have false. Then, of course, that will give you an output of false. False and true, that will give you an output of false. And lastly, false, false, that will give you an output of false. That is for the AND operator. Now let's go to the OR operator. Now let us create also a truth table. This is your truth table. So let us make a truth table again to define the OR operator. Again, I have here two inputs, A and B. So what will be the output? C. Now, this is defined as the output is true if both and one of the inputs is true. Yeah, that's it. The output is true if both and one of the inputs is true. So that's the definition. Let's apply that to the truth table. So the output, let's say this is true. If the output is both or inputs are both true, that will give you an output of true. Then, if only one of the inputs is true, then that will give you an output of true. So true, false, still you get true. False, true, you will get true. And then, of course, if you have both, have an input of false, that will definitely give you an output of false. Now, taking the opposite value, for example, you would like to say not true. Oh, let's say you say not true, that will give you a value of false. So that is for the logical operators. I have an example for logical operators. Let's say, again, you have A is equal to 10, B is equal to 5. Then we do the testing. We compare. So it's combination of two or more conditions. So let's say, is your A greater than B? Let's use AND first. AND B or A, is it less than B? Now let us substitute. Let's say A is equal to 10, B is equal to 5. So is 10 greater than 5? So that will be giving an output of true. And so here is A, which is 10, B is equal to 5. Is 10 less than 5? So that will give you an output of false or 0. So true and false, that will give you an output of false. Now another example, let's use the same values for the OR. Let's say A, is it greater than B? Or you have A is less than B. So let us substitute. A is equal to 10, B is equal to 5. Is 10 greater than 5? That is true. Then let's take the OR operator. Let's have here A is equal to 10. Is it less than 5? So this is false. Now true or false, that will give you an output of true. Then the assignment operators. Assignment operators, these operators assign values to variables. And some of the assignment operators are so you have their equal, assigning a value. So let's say, for example, A will get the value of 5. Then you have the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulus. So let's say, another example, A is plus equal to 5. So this is the same way as writing it as A is equal to A plus 5. If the value of A is 5, so 5 plus 5, that will give you A is equal to 10. Assignment operators. Operators are the backbone of computation in C. Master them and you unlock real programming power. If you found this helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and follow for more tutorials. This is Applied Intelligence, where intelligence is applied, not just learned.